Hello and welcome to day 3 of our yoga challenge. So for today's class, again, you can do this without props. However, the last pose you may want something. I'm going to use a yoga block, but you can use a blanket rolled up or pillows or cushions as well. Just something with a little bit of height, okay? Use anything that's laying around. You can even roll up a towel or a jumper as well. Okay, so our first pose today is going to be a wide leg fold. So take a comfortable seat, open your legs quite wide. What I like to do is open them as wide as possible, then bring them in ever so slightly. Okay, just to take off a little bit of that pressure. Relax your knees, hands in front, lengthen up through the spine. Now, if already this pose feels a little bit much, use the wall. Sit yourself against a wall, open your legs and stay there. If you do feel like you need a little bit more, hands in front, and we're going to slowly walk down, round through the back, and just rest here. Now again, if you have got yoga props, you can always use a bolster, like we did in yesterday's class, to place your head on. You can stack yoga blocks. You can just come forward like myself and relax here. So again, we're finding that ever so slight stretch and holding it there, okay? Deep breaths, relax those muscles that you're feeling. Should be feeling this down the inside of the legs. And keep focusing in on your body and your breath. So if at any point you're noticing that you don't feel it anymore, open those legs a little bit wider, maybe bring yourself down a little bit closer. Imagine here that your belly button can draw to the ground, and that's going to help you feel a deeper stretch, okay? Let's take a few breaths here. Remember to not let your mind wander off. So keep bringing your attention back to your breath, taking those long inhales and exhales, and back to relaxing those muscles. And then let's slowly lift the head, walk the hands back up, and we're going to come into our next pose. And there's 2 different ways to do this one. So the first variation, we're going to leave the right leg out long in front of us, and the left foot is going to come across the right leg, and then you're going to bring the left foot as close as you can to your right hip. Okay, as if you could kind of stack your knees on top of each other. So this is position 1. You're either going to lengthen up here and fold forward here, or the next variation would be to lean over to the right, so you can bend your right knee and place your right foot next to your left hip. Okay, so we've got both our legs crossing over each other, both heels coming towards the opposite hip. Now it doesn't matter here if your left heel is nowhere near your right hip, okay? Just turn to the side so you can see the difference here. If you feel like you can't stack your knees very well, a good trick to get into this is to actually lean forward, stack your knees, so put one foot in front of the other, or one knee, sorry, in front of the other, and then sit back again. And sometimes that can help just to stack them up a little bit better. Okay, so whichever variation you've chosen, lengthen through your spine. Maybe you stay here. Try to make sure both your sit bones are flat on the ground here as well, so make sure your left bum cheek isn't coming up too much. And maybe you fold forward for a deeper stretch. Okay, it's going to completely depend on your body. Pick whichever variation you would like to take. There's no right or wrong. Again, you're looking for that slight stretch and holding it and trying to relax and release into it. So pick your variation and let's take a few breaths here. So this pose is a really great one for opening up the back of the hips. So often when we think of hip openings, we focus on opening the hips. This is a really great one for the back and the sides here. And then lift your head, slowly walk yourself back up, lean backwards so you can unhook the legs, take them out long, just bounce the knees up and down for a second, releasing that. And we're going to do that on the other side. So again, take whichever variation you took on the first side. So maybe left leg stays out long, right leg comes over, right heel closer towards the right hip. Maybe you lengthen here or fold here. Second variation is to bend that left knee, bring it closer towards your hip. Make sure that both of your sit bones are flat on the ground. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe you come forward to try and stack those knees up first. And either lengthen here or hands in front and fold forward. Now notice here, you might find that one side feels different to the other, okay? So go to where you feel that slight stretch, even if it means in this side you're going further or you're not going as far, okay? Find that slight stretch and breathe into it. And then slowly lift the head and walk your hands back up. Unhook the legs. Again, take them out long. Give the knees a little bit of a bounce. We'll move into our last pose where we're going to use the prop. So like I said before, I have a yoga block, but you can use a rolled up blanket, a rolled up towel, pillows, cushions. We want something that's about this high, okay? So what's that? I'm gonna say about 3 inches, okay? You're gonna place that behind you, and the aim here is we're gonna roll down and place the prop behind your chest, okay? So if you're a woman, it's where your bra strap is, okay? If you're a man, let's think of just under the shoulder blades, okay? So we're gonna place that down, lean back on it, bend the knees, plant your feet flat on the ground, and then you're gonna release the head behind you. Make sure that you're comfortable, so make sure that the prop, especially if you're in a hard prop like me, like a block, make sure it's not digging into your shoulder blades. Make sure that your sit bones are still flat on the ground. And again, different variations here. So you're either gonna stay here, maybe palms face up, maybe hands on the belly, or you can take the legs out long. That's gonna deepen the stretch. And another variation, grab hold of opposite elbows, bring your arms up above your head and relax as best you can here. Once your hands are up, you can release the hands so you're not holding on to the elbows and causing a little bit of tension through the arms. We do want the arms to relax. So find whichever variation you would like to take today. And then let's breathe into it here. Maybe even grabbing opposite wrists with your hands above your head. Remembering that you're never stuck, so if you feel uncomfortable, have a little wiggle, have a move around. And try and find some stillness, so find that comfortable place. Relax into it as best you can. And breathe. And then when you're ready, just slowly bring down the arms if you had them up. Slowly bring up the knees if you had them down. Tuck your elbows under so you can lift your head. Shuffle yourself back up. Remove the block and come flat down onto the ground. And let's just rest here. So you can keep the knees bent up, you can take them out long. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. And really relaxing the spine into the earth, lengthening it back out. And slowly make your way up to seated. You can roll over to one side or just use your elbows to come up. And that's us done for today. Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love it if you could go and hit that subscribe button, because it really helps to get my channel seen, and it means once I get monetized, once I get a certain amount of subscribers and watch hours, I can turn off the ads in the middle of these classes. So please help me out by doing that, and I will see you tomorrow.